Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's topic we'll know about smart contracts. So first let's understand what a smart contract is. So smart contracts definition. Smart contracts is a self-executing digital agreement that is usually stored in the blockchain. Okay, whenever certain conditions are met, it automatically executes without any human intervention. Like for example, you can see if you send object A, then the sum of the money in the cryptocurrency will be transferred to you. Okay, if you transfer a certain amount of digital assets, then the object will be transferred to you. If I finish the work, then the digital assets mentioned in the contract will be transferred to me. So like if I send object A, then the money will be transferred to me. So that is how if and then clauses are used in the smart contracts to write a code and to execute, and it will execute whenever the certain conditions are met. Okay, so this is what smart contracts is. We can also use when constraint for adding time factor, like after when like certain amount of time is met, the smart contract is automatically executed. Okay, so the advantages of smart contract is self-executing, digital and programmable, and stored on the blockchain, transparent and secure. See, I'll give you a simple example, like if payment received, then transfer ownership. So this is written in the smart contract code, and it will execute whenever the payment is received. The ownership is automatically shifted or transferred. So it is how the smart contracts work. Evolution of smart contracts. So in 1994, Nick Szabo coins the term smart contracts and proposes using code to automate contractual agreement. In 2008, Bitcoin has been introduced, the programmable, but Bitcoin is not a much programmable understanding programming code that is being inserted in the smart contract. So next in 2015, Ethereum has been introduced, and that makes it completely utilizes only smart contract. The Ethereum is mostly based only on smart contracts. So in present, smart contracts are used in NFT marketplaces, DeFi protocols, and DApps globally. Okay, so why do we need smart contracts? See, in normal traditional agreements, what will happen? We need banks, lawyers, and brokers, notaries, and all the paperwork and everything. Instead of doing all this, we can just directly write the code and it will execute automatically. And see, the problems with traditional agreements are like delays. Okay, manual processing takes days or weeks, high cost, intermediaries charge sustainable fees, and human errors and fraud risk. So the difference between traditional and smart contracts, like paper based or digital documents, fully digital, code based. Okay, manual execution of humans, automatic execution by the code, requires intermediary, no intermediary needed, slower process, instant or near instant, higher cost, lower operational cost, opaque, hard to audit, transparent and publicly verifiable, prone to dispute free by design. See, smart contracts automate the agreement process without any intermediary, so it reduces cost, time and the risk. So how smart contracts work? Okay, so first let's understand this working. So first, like a programmer will write the smart contract code. Suppose like business logic, like if and then, and he writes the smart contract code and he makes the digital document. And then humor initiates, like suppose like a user has sent a transaction request. Now the blockchain, what will do? It will verify and validate the transaction, and whenever some conditions are met about the user transaction, now the smart contract will be executed, and whatever contract and whatever has been code written, it will be executed, and the code runs automatically without any human intervention. Like you can see here, identify the agreement, set conditions, code business logic. Okay, then encryption and storing it in the blockchain, and then execution and processing. Whenever the conditions are met, execution is done, and then whatever execution is done, all the networks are updated its ledger. Okay, so real world example, like see, student initiates a fee transaction. Okay, so in the blockchain based university system, so the smart contracts verifies the payment amount, and it verifies the whether the student is authenticate or not. If it is, then it gives access to the course portal. So for all this, if you have to go to traditional methods, then the user have to have to go for account office, manual verification and email confirmations. All this are very delayed, so it can be happen easily in smart contracts. So key properties of execution are deterministic. See, same input always produces the same output. Isolated, runs in the sandbox environment. Automatic, either fully executed or fully reverts. Transparent, all the execution logs are publicly visible. Irreversible, once committed, results cannot be undone. Okay. Features and components of smart contracts. Core features are automation, transparency, security, immutability, accuracy and the speed, trustless environment. Okay, so these are the core features of smart contracts, and components are code and data, contract state and variables, and conditions, whatever the trigger executes, and blockchain, it is stored in the blockchain, and cryptography to check the data integrity and authentication. So these are the 5 core components, and these are the features of smart contracts. In the upcoming video we'll see about Ethereum and EVM and the code language used to write in the smart contracts. Thank you.